You're not supposed to be here. Funny how the words sound colder at 2 a.m. when the only thing between you and the world is a mop, the scratch of a rag, and the kind of loneliness that can settle into the bones. But that's what they said, behind frosted glass, the same way you tell a dog to stay off the carpet. Lucas Carter didn't turn around. He just kept scrubbing at a stubborn coffee stain, his knuckles going white, not because it mattered, but because sometimes the act of cleaning is the only way you keep your own life from feeling like a mess. You know what I mean? That's when she came in, the CEO herself. Heels clicking like the world owed her an explanation, eyes sharp enough to slice the tension in the air. Eliza Morgan. The badge flashed in the harsh hallway lights, and she tried again. This time with just a flicker of curiosity behind her command. You're not supposed to be here. Lucas pushed himself upright, not startled, just tired, knees creaking in protest. I clean where the dirt is, he said, folding the rag like a closing argument. This hallway happens to be filthy. She stood there a second, processing that. A man twice her age in a faded uniform, not giving her the deference she was used to. For a moment, it felt like the power in the room shifted, just a little, enough for Lucas to nod toward the conference room behind the glass. Papers everywhere, coffee spilled like a crime scene across the CEO's precious financials. You left your notes, he said. She snapped back, eyes narrowing. You were going to read them? He shrugged. No point. Already ruined. Then, like it was an afterthought, he pulled a folded napkin from his pocket, creased, graphite-stained, and set it on the edge of the table. Nobody cleans up the thinking, only the mess. He left before she could reply. 15 minutes later, Eliza found herself staring at that napkin, 3 blocky pencil lines. Logic isn't wrong. It just doesn't know how to love. If you want AI to learn ethics, teach it empathy first. I know how. The words rattled around in her head, hit a nerve she didn't know was exposed. She folded it back up, sealing it like a secret. The next morning, she was waiting at her assistant's desk. Too early, too direct. Who's on East Tower nights? The assistant blinked. Lucas Carter. Single dad. Bit of a ghost. Eliza didn't explain. She just scheduled a facility recheck for him, told herself it was protocol, but everyone knew it wasn't. That night, the script flipped. Lucas entered the West Wing, lights already on, circuits humming, but it didn't feel right. Too staged. There she was, standing by the server room, arms crossed. I have a mess, she said. I don't see one, Lucas replied, ever the straight man. It's inside. The prototype failed its bias audit, again. Lucas leaned on his mop. That's an engineer's problem. They built it. That's the problem. She fired back, closer now. Tell me, Carter, you think machines know right from wrong? He just stared. Machines know rules, not consequences. What about you? Her face softened for the first time, eyes darting to that napkin. You wrote it. He didn't answer. He didn't have to. For a moment, the tension broke. A little laugh, honest, awkward. Almost like two people finding common ground on opposite sides of the social universe. I didn't think janitors thought like that, she said. Didn't think CEOs spilled coffee, he shot back. And just like that, something cracked open. But life, like code, doesn't run without errors. Hours later, a pediatric ER, harsh lights. And a little girl named Maya, Lucas's daughter, gasping for breath in Eliza's arms. Lucas burst through the doors, fear written all over him, forgetting the world for a second as he rushed to her side. You're late, Maya whispered. I had to finish cleaning up someone's mess, he replied, smiling through the worry. Eliza lingered, awkward now. A CEO stripped of her armor by a child's quiet gratitude. Thank you, Miss CEO, Maya murmured, her voice small but sharp enough to leave a mark. In that moment, Eliza wasn't the boss, just someone holding a child's hand, trying to remember why that mattered. Days passed. Eliza found a spiral notebook in the janitor's closet. No checklists, just sketches. Code snippets, deep questions. How does a machine know grief? Can logic hold mercy? Empathy doesn't scale, but it starts somewhere. That note. She dug deeper, unearthed a forgotten resume. Computer science, human-centered AI, Stanford, then a blank, then a tragedy. Janitor for 8 years, night shift. No complaints. A ghost. Down in the break room, Lucas sat with Evelyn Park, the wise old janitor who'd seen more secrets than most. You left the napkin on purpose, she said. Maybe, Lucas admitted. Nothing about you is accidental, kid. They're building machines to make moral choices, written by people who never paid for their own mistakes. Still trying to clean what can't be mopped? She teased. Maybe, but someone's got to try. The rooftop garden, Lucas, city lights, Eliza's silhouette behind him. You left something in the closet, she said. If it's the notebook, keep it. I read it. Silence then. Why'd you stop? Grief broke my work, not the world. He paused, then walked away. If you want a moral machine, stop hiring people who only understand profit. The words lingered after he was gone. Soon, Lucas found himself in a conference room, flanked by engineers who'd never dirted their hands. I brought him here because our ethics module keeps failing, Eliza announced. Lucas wasn't there to fix code, just to ask. Why are you calling it ethical if it never pauses to ask who gets hurt? An Ivy League hotshot sneered. You're just a janitor. Lucas grinned. Exactly. I see messes before you do. You design to impress. I design so nobody slips. The room went silent, the reckoning sharp and sudden. Later, Lucas and Eliza sat in the cafe, coffee cooling between them. Your team thinks I'm a threat, he said. No, you're a mirror, she replied. Nobody likes to look unless they're ready. The walls dropped, just a little. He told her about his wife, the poet he lost in a blink, the job he took to disappear. You noticed a napkin, he said. Doesn't mean the world did. She disagreed. The world changes when one person sees what everyone else steps over. Twist, an anonymous leak. The janitor's manifesto surfaces, napkin quotes, sketches, criticism of Aethera's moral automation. The board is in crisis mode. Eliza is grilled. Did you authorize this? No, but I believe in the ideas. The board is furious, $300 million on the line. Eliza stands her ground. Maybe we should stop treating empathy as a liability. On the parking deck, Lucas and Eliza meet. You leaked it? She asks. No, but I know who did. A rival engineer, Mikhail, undermined them both. Do you believe what was written? She asks. Every word. Just not the way it was weaponized. She almost breaks. Why are you still here? Because maybe helping someone else build it better is enough. At home, Maya asks if telling the truth means you get in trouble. Yeah, but sometimes things get messy before they get clean. Lucas says, brushing her hair back. Miss CO looks sad. She forgets to hug herself. Maya replies, and it's a moment that cracks something open in Lucas, too. The leak is public. The press conference looms. Eliza stands at the podium, her voice steady. Aethera's AI passed every test except the human one. I forgot the difference between making a system work and making it right. Someone reminded me. She calls Lucas on stage. He doesn't read from a card. I was hired to clean floors. But dirt's dirt, on the tile or in the code. I used to think machines could learn compassion. I was wrong. Compassion is a decision. And decisions require something no machine's ever known, grief. Guilt, mercy. The room holds its breath, then applause. Real, unvarnished, like hope returning. After, on the rooftop, Eliza teases him. You realize you just threw a wrench in a billion-dollar system? Lucas smiles. Wouldn't be the first mess I made. She laughs. The board is still reeling, but for once, it doesn't matter. Weeks blur into months. Athena 3.0, the empathy upgrade, is launched. Machines that don't just calculate, but pause, consider, wait for a human to feel. Maya bakes a cupcake for the robot's birthday. The system hesitates, routes a drone around a woman's memorial. It learned reverence. Lucas says, Eliza, you didn't just rewrite the code. You rewrote the soul of the company. Lucas, I think we rewrote each other. But power never gives up easy. The board tries to oust Eliza. She stands her ground, hands in her badge. If I have to choose between being right for this company and doing what's right, I choose the latter. Outside, Lucas hands her a vintage compass. You'll feel lost sometimes. That's how you know you're not just spinning in circles anymore. They share a quiet, electric moment. Soon, they're rebuilding, not in a tower, but in a community center. Sunlight and creaky floors. Volunteers, coffee, hope. Lucas draws flowcharts for moral pauses. AI that waits, not to save, but to give people a chance to save themselves. First field test. A single mom, 3 kids, overdue bills, emergency compassion clause activated. Would have taken 6 days last month, the social worker whispers. Lucas just exhales. A year passes. The Empathy Code initiative launches, open source, open hearts. Maya gives a speech. Kindness isn't magic, it's decisions. One, then another. The applause is slow, real. Later, on the rooftop, Eliza and Lucas watch the city. You did more than clean a corner of the world, she says. You rebuilt it. He smiles, one piece at a time. So what about you? What hit you hardest? The courage to start over, the power of small kindness, or maybe the way love finds the cracks. Let's talk. Drop your thoughts, your city, your story in the comments. If this moved you, hit subscribe, there's more to come. Until then, take care, be kind, and remember, you don't have to be perfect to change the world. You just have to care enough to begin.